In 2024, I decided to move by myself from England to Canada at the age of 31 to pursue a career driving 18-wheelers, and that's exactly what I did. If you're interested in doing the same, I created a 61-page ebook on how to move from England to Canada to drive trucks. You can access the ebook by typing in bit.ly/England to Canada, or you can click in the description box below. Also, don't forget to check out our Patreon page. As a thank you for supporting the channel, patrons get access to early videos before they're released live on YouTube. They get a shout out at the end of each video and so much more. So check that out in the description box below. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and if you think someone will enjoy my videos, please share it with them. And let's get into the video, guys. When I turned 30, I decided to completely change my life. I quit my job, left everything behind, and moved by myself from England to Canada. Follow along with me as I embark on a new career as a truck driver and build a new life, whilst trying to navigate through the highs and the lows of emigrating to a new country alone. My name is Jen, and welcome to my channel. Good morning everybody, welcome back to another video. My name is Jen. It is Monday the 3rd of February today, and I've been awake since 4 AM, so I'm tired. We are currently in Orangeville, Ontario in Canada, and if you can't already tell by my relentless shaking, we are currently being loaded with meat pies. So this isn't my usual location for collecting meat pies, that's normally in St. Catharines, but today we're in Orangeville collecting meat pies. Then we have to go to another meat inspection location, but this time in Niagara Falls, which again I've never been to, and then we're crossing the border at Buffalo and heading to Virginia. Our appointment's tomorrow evening at 7 PM, but it's gonna be a 12-hour drive, and that's excluding time it's gonna take to get the meat load inspected and crossing the border, plus maybe refueling or things like that. So I will let you know how it goes, guys. All right everybody, so we are all loaded up with our pies and we are heading to the truck stop in Mississauga. I've decided I'm going to get scaled there just because I haven't really done this run to Virginia specifically before, and I'm not sure where the weight scales are. I also think that my weights are going to be fine because you can check on the gauge. Yeah, you can usually check the PSI over your drive axles and it looks fine usually, so long as it's below 60 PSI. You are pretty good to go usually, but again, I'm still new at this. I just want to make sure that I'm getting it right. Alright, we made it to the Husky travel stop in Mississauga. We are scaled and we are fine on our weights. You're supposed to be 12, 34 and 34. You're not supposed to be over that, and then you're not supposed to be over a gross weight of 80, and we are under on every single one, so we're fine to go. That just gives me peace of mind. I kind of thought we'd be okay, but I just wanted to check. So now we're heading to the Lewiston Bridge, and we're going to cross there and then head to the meat inspection place. Yeah, we're doing all right today, so we are going to make some headway and press on. So when you cross the border, it's common courtesy to jump out and turn the reefer off so that the border patrol officers can actually hear what the heck you're saying.
You're good.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay, that has never happened before.
Your prior notice is satisfied. It says may proceed admissible. There's no holds on your...
Wonderful.
There's no holds today.
Great, we love no holds.
So now you don't have to worry about figuring out where to go.
Oh, that's fantastic. Great. That means I can just crack on with the inspection and get my miles in. So, yeah.
Yeah, let me check one more little spot just
sure.
to be sure.
Yeah. No, I appreciate you being thorough, you know.
Check one more thing and I'm pretty sure you're good.
Okay. Yeah, thank you.
You're all set.
Wow. Thanks so much, my love. So I just head left here, right,
Yeah,
to go up?
Yeah, you'll see.
Okay, thank you so much. You're the nicest border officer I've ever met. Have a good day, love. Thank you. Take care. Turn the reefer back on very quickly. Okay, we are good to rock and roll. Hey Siri, call Newmarket Equipment.
Calling Newmarket Equipment. Newmarket Equipment.
Hello, it's Jen. How are you?
Good, Jen. How are you?
Good. Yeah, I'm just letting you guys know. So I've just passed through the border at Lewiston, and the officer said that I'm good.
Perfect.
I'm good to go. I didn't need to go to the agriculture section, and I was like, "Are you sure?" And she checked and phoned them, and they're happy that we're all clear to go. So I've never had that happen at Detroit though, so I just wanted to let you guys know. Oh, hello. Yeah, I'm just a bit worried I've messed up actually, because yeah, the lady phoned and she was like, oh yeah, the thing's closed, like you're totally fine to go through. She called agriculture and made sure, but I've literally just had a text from Sam saying here's your entry number, and I'm like, was it closed because there was no entry number on it? But she didn't ask me for anything, so I'm worried I've messed up and I should have gone through to agriculture, but she said I didn't need to.
So you got past the border, now you're on your way to the meat inspection, right? Or have you?
I'm literally here, yeah, I'm at the meat inspection now, but I'm just a bit concerned.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just a bit concerned because they've not like done anything with the paperwork.
Okay, so take your paperwork into the people at Piatowski's
Yeah.
and then go from there.
Okay.
This border, like the border crossings may differ slightly, so just take your paperwork into Piatowski's and see what they say, and if there's any confusion, then give me a call back.
Will do. Okay, no worries. I don't know. I hope I've done the right thing. Who knows? Who knows? Alright, so let's go and take the paperwork in. Alright, so it turns out that we do have to go back to the border. Oh, I thought that was too good to be true. Now, I'm already on the US side, and I've got to figure out how not to cross back into Canada, and to, yeah, oh god. This is really annoying. I think it's my fault though. I think because I didn't write the entry number on the paper, I think it's my fault. And I don't want to get that lady in trouble because she was really nice, So I very nervously made my way back to the border. Luckily it was only about 4 minutes away. But I was scared because I had never been to this border before, and I was just worried I'd end up going through to the wrong place. But luckily I found the turn off, managed to park up and headed inside. The border agents were so lovely, so helpful, and I was in and out within about 10 minutes. Okay you guys, so I've just come back from the agriculture department. Luckily I found it okay, thank goodness. And basically what had happened was I was technically good to go, and it wasn't my fault at all. The broker, I don't know what any of this means by the way, but they said that the broker had put down the wrong tariff code, so when I went through the border it flagged up that I had like frozen drinks or something, so they were like, oh yeah, you don't need to go to agriculture. And that's why when the lady called to confirm, they agreed that I didn't need to come in. But yeah, it wasn't my fault at all, it was just an error with the paperwork. But they've got it all sorted, they've stamped my passport, they've stamped my paperwork, and they were really, really nice about it as well. Like, they were so friendly and just put me at ease, because I was a bit of a quivering wreck at one point, because I just don't want to do anything wrong when it comes to border crossings, because I don't want to get like detained or something. Not that that'll probably happen, but you know, it's one of those fears. So we're heading back to the meat inspection place. Luckily it's only 4 minutes away, which is great. I'm really relieved because the meat inspection place in Detroit that I usually go to is 15 minutes away, and I don't think you can drive back into agriculture once you've left. So I've been really lucky. Like, if it had to go wrong, then it went wrong in the best way possible. Well, done with my keys. Oh, they're in the ignition already. Jesus. So with freshly stamped paperwork in hand, we made the 5-minute journey back to the meat inspection place, and you basically just have to cut the seal back into the doors and you're pretty much in and out within 20 minutes. It's very impressive. So that was a really great service, and then we carried on with the rest of our journey. Paperwork. Okay, hopefully this time everything's fine. Let's find out, shall we? So a while into our journey we stopped off at the New York Visitor Centre. I obviously got a picture with the sign as you saw before, and it was a really cool place to look around. They had a little cafe, a shop and lots of things to buy. And we should be good, and I'm going to put it in this and drink it on the go. Oh, just missed the jug there a little bit, but that's fine. This calls for a little bit of hot sauce. I mean, it is mild, but still. Can't find my hot sauce. Alright, so this is our lunch. Let's get driving. So this city that you can see over to my left is actually the city of Buffalo. I have been fortunate to visit once before with my mum and granddad when they came back in September of last year, and it's a really interesting city, but unfortunately we were not able to stop and look around because we had somewhere to be. So I pressed on with my journey, and as we headed through the more rural parts of New York State, I thought I would slow the footage down a little bit and give you guys a chance to look around and see some of the buildings and some of the more rural roads. Truck stop that's come up on the map that I kind of want to check out, but I don't think it's very big and I don't think there's many spaces, and I think it may already be full, so we'll see what happens, and if I can stop, I'll stop. Alright, so we just got to Sassy's and it has 4 stars on Trucker Path, so we'll see how accurate that is, but I am starving, so I want to get some food. So everybody, come with me to Sassy's truck stop. So there was a lot of parking, and it turned out to be a really cute little Ma and Pa type truck stop. There was a diner, the lady was so friendly, but I really couldn't decide on anything to eat, so being Mancunian I got cheesy chips. You can take the girl out of Manchester, guys, I tell you. but I thought I would just show you around the truck stop a little bit. It's kind of hard to see what they sell, but I figured that it might be kind of interesting to show you guys some of the snacks and drinks that they sell, like instant mac and cheese and all these cool things. All right, guys, so I've had some dinner, I guess, a late lunch, because it's 3:30, and I'm just tussling with myself as to what to do, because I've got 4.5 hours driving time left, but I'm not really super confident that I'm going to find good parking within that time. Like, we're literally in the middle of nowhere, and everywhere I'm finding is either too far away or it's within my driving time, but it just doesn't look that, like, legit. So I'm just a bit nervous as to what to do, but I guess 4.5 hours is a long time. So maybe I think I'm just gonna push on, because I really don't fancy doing a 7-hour drive tomorrow. So yeah, let's press on. All right, we're gonna press on and see what happens. Oh my god, they have a sign saying that there's bears in this area. It's kind of cool, kind of want to see one, kind of don't want to see one. To be fair, if it's black bears, I'm not too afraid of them, because we used to have those at summer camp, and they kind of just stay to themselves. I know they can be aggressive, but I think that's mostly a territorial thing. But yeah, other types of bears, I don't know. I'm not trying to find out. We really are in, like, the middle of nowhere. This is interesting. Decided to drive that extra hour. That's going to make a difference tomorrow. So basically, rather than driving 7 hours, I'm now driving basically 5.5, which is great, because there was 2 places I was going to stop off at, and I decided to keep driving after both of them. So we're going into sleeper berth. It's only 5:38 p.m. and I'm nearly out of driving time, so that means 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3 in the morning. Not gonna happen. But considering our appointment's at 7 p.m. and we can get up as early as 3 a.m, I think we'll be fine. I'm happy about that, so yeah. Okay, so one thing I'm going to do is get my bottle ready. Please ignore the state of my floor. But basically, I have one of these giant bottles of water and a pump, so I can basically get running water in the truck. So I'm gonna set it up now. Okay, so this is the pump. It has a little on and off button. You charge it up via a little, it's not USB, but you know what I mean, one of them things. Put this into the butt of water, and they're built especially for these big water butts, which is really cool. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put this in. And here we have running water. Oh god, oh, I'm getting it everywhere. Perfect. Okay, this is for dinner tonight. We have some Mexican black beans with some avocado and some nacho chips.
Be at all, it's kind of frustrating and annoying.
So I'm all tucked up and I'm nice and snuggly in my bed. I have been editing for hours and hours and hours. had a quick bite to eat, but now I think it's time I'm going to get some sleep. I've set my alarm for 8:30, which is good because it's not like stupidly early, and it means I can have a bit of a slow morning. I love slow mornings. They're just the best. You can make coffee, watch a bit of TV. We're gonna set off maybe around 10. That's even probably still too early. My appointment's at 7 and we're 6 hours away, so we're gonna be crossing through Maryland. We're gonna be crossing through there for a brief period. We're not going through Maryland for long, and there's one truck stop in the diameter that we're actually crossing, so I want to stop at the TA there and get my magnet, because we've never been to Maryland in a truck before. So in fact, I don't think I've ever been to Maryland. We have about a 6-hour drive to do, so the plan is to split it up into 3-hour chunks. Luckily the TA is slap bang in the middle of the 6-hour journey, so it's perfect. But anyway guys, I'm gonna turn in and get some sleep, so I'll see you in the morning. So the next morning I got ready and decided to take a little walk across to the truck stop. I accidentally ended up going into the service centre and immediately walked out again. But yeah, they sold some pretty cool t-shirts which I thought looked kind of awesome, so I wanted to show you guys. And they also had a lot of, you know, truck and car stuff like you'd see at most truck stops really. But again, I just realised I haven't really shown you too much of the inside of what this looks like. And of course you've got your obligatory magnets. Okay everybody, so we are about to leave now. I nearly had a heart attack because when I first turned my GPS back on it said 9 hours and I was like, oh, we're gonna be late. I don't know if it's like a glitch or whatever, so I've reset the app, done the route again, and it's now saying like 5 hours, which is more like it. So we're going to stop about halfway, well I say halfway, 2 hours and 45 minutes in at the Pilot in Maryland, because I want a magnet. Plus it'll be nice to sort of stop there, so yeah. There is actually a Love's right near the delivery, so if I'm early to the delivery, which I have a feeling we will be, then we can just go there. So add that in order, boom, boom, boom. Yeah, we're all good to go. I've done my pre-trip and yeah, ready to rock and roll. You have no idea how difficult it is to try and condense hours and hours and hours of footage down to like a 45-50 minute video. There's so much I want to show you about where I get to drive to, and I try to include as much of it as possible, but as you can imagine it's almost impossible to condense it all down to a watchable video. So yeah, let's keep going, and Basically, after our long journey, I arrived at the Pilot. This guy was hell-bent on reversing out of the bay, but I did try to tell him that the guy had already moved on ahead, but I think he was on a mission. It was so busy here, and it took a while to get out. As you can see, I have to speed up a lot of these clips for time's sake. So as you can see now, we are passing into Virginia. There's the welcome sign. Sometimes if you blink you can miss them, sometimes they're huge. But yeah, the traffic was about to get absolutely crazy. Oh, I am in the most annoying traffic you can imagine. And essentially I left this morning 2.5 hours before I needed to make sure that I'm on time, but I thought, oh, 2.5 hours is a bit of overkill. So at least I can get to the Loves nearby to the delivery and take a shower. But because we've been crawling at 4 miles an hour for the past 2 hours, I am not going to be able to shower, which is really frustrating, and it's cutting it fine as to whether or not I'm even going to make my appointment on time at 7, because it's now saying, it said originally we'll get there at 5, so I thought great, 2 hours to shower, it's 5 minutes from the Loves, perfection. But now it's saying that we'll get there at 6:25, and that's cutting out the stop at Loves completely. So not in the best mood right now, because I really want to shower. I want to get out of the truck. I've been driving for what feels like an absolute eternity, and yeah, I want to get out of this stop-start traffic. It's so frustrating, and people in Virginia cannot drive. Like, they're so rude. They don't signal. It's the same as Toronto basically. So, but hey, this is what we signed up for. It's part of the job, I suppose. And I've lost my sunglasses, so I'm currently being blinded, which is awesome as well. Anyway, I'll check in with you guys in a little bit when there's something worth commenting on. And just to add insult to injury, the weigh station was open as well. Now, bearing in mind you have to go about 4 or 5 miles an hour through the weigh station, you can gauge how fast the traffic is moving, because this is obviously sped up. Now, with the weigh stations, when they're open, you are obliged to go in if you are a truck. Whether you're empty, bobtail, whatever, it is illegal to bypass them. And that's why it's essential to make sure that pretty much as soon as you get loaded, you go to get scaled and make sure that you are within the legal weight limits, because you don't want a fine. So a good few hours later, once it had gotten dark, we finally arrived at our delivery in Rutherglen, Virginia. It was a relatively easy check-in process, but it had been such a long day that I really struggled backing in for some reason, and it took me like 20 minutes. There was nobody even around, and yeah, it really shouldn't have been that difficult, but I guess I was just feeling a bit rusty after a very, very, very long day. I just try to remember to take my time. It doesn't matter how long it takes me to get in, so long as I get in safely and nobody gets hurt and nothing gets damaged. So yeah, I just took my time and was patient with myself, but I got in eventually. Alright guys, we've been here 2 hours and we are finally unloaded, which means we can now head to the parking spot for tonight. There's a hotel nearby that's saying it has truck parking, and it's 5 minutes away, and it's 8:30 p.m. now. So I want to try and park there, because honestly, I'm tired, I've had enough, I don't want to be driving any longer today. Yeah, somewhere 5 minutes away, so hopefully this is accurate. We'll see where we end up. So I got to the truck parking place, and it was a little bit disconcerting that this guy came in and then immediately turned around and left, which made me a little bit nervous. Okay, so I don't love where we've parked, but it's better than nothing at all. So yeah. Oh, I got a new neighbour. Morning. It is now Wednesday, I believe. I actually slept pretty darn good here. I was worried I'd be a bit nervous because it was kind of like an empty parking lot. Well, parking lot's being generous. It's more like a slab of concrete with some trailers on it. I actually slept all right, and I obviously did my little seatbelt trick to keep keep safe, sorry, ignore the Smarties. There's a Love's 5 minutes away that I didn't want to even try parking at because it said on Trucker Path that it was full. And I'm like, you know what, let me just be adventurous and try somewhere else. So I am going to drive there now though and go take a shower because as you can see, I need one. We have a really exciting plan today, but I'm not going to tell you till after my shower. So see you in a bit. So this is where we essentially stayed last night. It is just a paved lot behind a Quality Inn and Suites hotel. It did originally say the parking was at the hotel, but you had to keep driving around the back to find the parking, and it was good enough just for one night. Like I said, it was just down the road from Love's, so it took me all of 5 minutes to get there, fuel up so I can get my shower credit, and then headed to go get fresh. One thing I did notice though, in this area there were an awful lot of trucks parked in unconventional parking spaces on the side of the road, on get on and off ramps, which tells me that, you know, most of the truck stops around here get really full. So the place I found was a hidden gem. So I got fueled up quickly, backed into a space and went to grab a shower. Everybody, we're all showered and dressed. I'm ready to go. We have an hour and a half to go before we get to our secret destination, and then all will be revealed. Because I had a few hours to kill today, the plan originally was to drive to the local MGM casino and stay there, because apparently on Trucker Path it says they have truck parking. However, this is the casino that you can see on the right here. When I got to the parking lot, unfortunately they put a recent sign up saying no 18-wheelers. So I had to turn around and think of an alternative, and I settled on the TA truck stop about 30 minutes away, nearer to Baltimore, because that was literally the only other truck parking available. It was crazy round here. I couldn't park at the MGM, despite it saying on Trucker Path that you could, and there was actual pictures of semi-trucks in the parking lot. I guess they've updated it because the entrance said no 18-wheelers. So I had to back out of the parking lot. And yeah, it was just a bit frustrating because I had a plan. I was going to spend a couple of hours there, but instead I'm going to park at a TA 30 minutes away. So it's a bit further out than I wanted to be. It's fine. Anyway, 34 minutes to go. I've got like 9 hours to kill. So I'm definitely still gonna go. I don't care. I have my heart set on going, and like I say, it's quicker than trying to fly there and go on a special trip. So yeah, I need to go anyway. Our Uber's almost here. So we jumped in an Uber, and I will give you a clue as to where we're going. So if you look very closely, you'll see in the distance that we're passing the Pentagon. I did a really bad job of getting a video of it, but still. Because this week we're visiting Washington, DC, baby. Okay guys, so we made it to the Lincoln Memorial, and this thing, I forget what this is, but this is important too. Yeah, it was like a 40-minute Uber ride from the truck stop, but we made it here, and it's not too busy because it's still like early February, so it's kind of cold. Not too cold though. Yeah, we're gonna head over, I'm not sure whether to go down there or to the White House, so let's see. Oh, you guys, I'm so glad that I made it here. It didn't quite go to plan, but we're still here, and I'm still happy to be able to get the chance to explore and go on adventures whilst working, which is really cool. So yeah, the morning didn't start out completely to plan. I really did want to stay at the MGM, and I'm still annoyed that it said and showed pictures of truck parking, but they'd obviously changed it. But you know, we're a bit further out than I wanted to be, but we still made it here, and that's all that counts. So yeah, so we're gonna do a bit more sightseeing. I'm gonna head to, is it Capitol Hill or the Capitol or somewhere? I really should have done my research before I came here. Oh, in the Uber as well, we also drove past the Pentagon, but I couldn't get a good enough picture. So yeah, so that was cool, just casually strolling past the Pentagon. And then we're gonna wander over to the White House. Everybody, so we are back after a day in Washington DC. It was about a 45 to 50 minute Uber journey back, and I'm not going to talk about the price, but here we are. So anyway, my Uber driver Alan was wonderful. He was such a nice guy, and we got talking, and he's ex-US Air Force, and I told him that my granddad, my best friend in the whole wide world, is ex-Royal Air Force in the UK. So anyway, I told him he was turning 90 this year in May, and he's given me his official US Air Force hat with a pin as well, to give to Grandad for his birthday. I'm like, wow. He was like, yeah, you might need to wash it and everything, which I will, but my granddad's gonna absolutely love that. So that was such a special present. So thank you, Alan, if you're watching. Really appreciate you, and what an awesome driver. So if you're in Washington DC or Baltimore, everybody should book Alan. Not that you can decide who you book, but here you are. Rate him highly, guys. All right, so it is now nearly 6, so it's 5:44, and we're not that far from the delivery, to be honest with you. We're about an hour and 20 minutes away, and I don't really want to set off any time before 6. I want to leave it till at least 6:30 because the rush hour traffic will still be really bad. So I might just go and have a look inside the TA, see what's what, and take it from there. So yeah. And for my North American watchers, yes, this is the famous TA truck stop near Baltimore that costs $25 to park at, but it was time to get out of there and head to our collection. Yeah, so just a little nervous for tonight and tomorrow because there is a severe weather warning coming for the whole of Pennsylvania, and I have read online that certain interstates are going to be closed to commercial vehicles. So I still have 3 hours and 41 minutes of drive time left, but it is 8:14 p.m. and honestly, in the area that I'm in, or like leading back up north, I really think I'm going to struggle to find parking so late at night, because everything is very few and far between, so everything gets filled up very quickly. And from the couple of times I've like pulled into rest areas, there's been trucks just littered everywhere. So I don't want to risk it. I don't want to be parking up really late somewhere, not being able to find parking. I'd rather drive in the snow in the daytime when I can see stuff than, like, if I get caught in the snow now and it's dark and I can't see and then I can't park. Like, I just don't want to risk it, so I'm just going to take it steady tomorrow. Whether it's the right choice or not at this point, I don't know, but we'll find out. And I'm just going to go with my gut instinct, which is to stay here. So okay everybody, so this is where we're calling home for the night. All right everyone, good morning. So this is what we have woken up to today. There is some slush on the ground, but it's not completely frozen. It's like slushy snow. So we're gonna go very carefully and steadily, but I'm just a little bit nervous because I know the route we're going is through some like hills and mountains, so I'm just gonna take it really slow, and if I don't feel safe I'm gonna pull over. So we'll see how we get on. So guys, don't forget to tune in to the next video to see how I get on in this treacherous snow, because believe me, it gets a whole lot worse from here. And yeah, let's find out if I'm even able to make it to my delivery or not. So thank you guys so much for supporting the channel. Please do not forget to like, comment and subscribe. If you know somebody that you think will enjoy my videos, please don't hesitate to share with them. I'm also trying to inspire more women to join the trucking industry, so if there's a special lady in your life that you think will make a great truck driver, please share my content with them as well. And don't forget to check out the Patreon page. So if you are signed up as a patron, you get early access to YouTube videos before they're put out live for everybody else to see. You get to vote in polls and help influence some of my content. And you also get a special shout out at the end of each video. The link is in the description box below. And don't forget as well, if you're thinking of moving from England to Canada to drive trucks all across the US like I do, I have a 61-page ebook out now available to buy on Etsy. You can go to bit.ly/England to Canada, and again, the link is in the description box below. And as always, a massive shout out to our wonderful patrons: Viv, Ian, Jilly, Melody, Brian, Dodgy U, Michael, Peter, Lee, Richard, Kevin, Angelique, Jonathan, D. Hodges, Bernadette, Dave, Paul K, Raymond and Jim Dean. Thanks for watching guys.